What's there to say? It's not my first or my last.
All right, Total Trucker, M.A.S. movies and shows. It's not my first or my last, man. What's up, Rich? Come out to the coast. We'll get together. A few laughs. John, Die Hard. You know, man, so I was supposed to have a couple of people on here with me, but didn't work out. It's all good. We are here now to do this. Who remembers Bruce Willis came out in the movie in Country? You know, one thing I got to give it up to good old Bruce, man. I was checking out all his work, right? And man, unlike a lot of these other action stars that I've been covering, you know, Sly Stallone, um, uh, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Bruce Willis is by far the most active. Damn, this vato straight active, homie. Look, let me go ahead and just drop this number, all right? Since 2012, okay? Since 2012. What's up, Fume? 209. Since the year 2012, which I don't know how old anybody is on here, but 2012 is still somewhat kind of new. All right. It's not like, whoa, way back in the day. You know, if you just got out of high school or something like that, or you're in your, 25, 2012 to you is, back in the day. But to most adults and all, man, 2012 is still, somewhat new. Since 2012, Bruce Willis has been in more than 50 movies, 50, since the year of 2012. I'm not talking about when he first started making his Flickas dog back in the, back in the 80s or anything like that. I'm not talking about when he first came out in the show Miami Vice in 1985 or something like that. No, nah, chale, dog. There's actors that go their whole career, live long and are acting. They act as a kid, they act as a, adult, they act as an old person to like they're 80 or something like that, and don't even have 50 roles. Bruce Willis, since 2012, which in all reality, most people believe that all his great flicas are before that, right? If you really think about it, man, what's the most memorable movie that comes to mind when everybody thinks Bruce Willis? It's probably going to be one of his 1990 movies. It's probably going to be one of his movies from the 90s. Now, Die Hard was, I believe, in 88, so it could be that one. But it's going to be one of his more old school movies. But since 2012, I just want this to hit you guys in right on the melon, homie. Since 2012, Bruce Willis has been from 2012 to now, Bruce Willis has been in 50 movies. Mind blowing, dog. Mind blowing. Like, damn. Wow, dog. Let me see. I'm 41. As am I, homie. As am I. 47, says Rich. Let's see. Teresa. Happy orale. Just jumped up. Hang on. Thursday. Cholo on chat. Happy Thursday to you, Teresa. You don't got to drop your age, girl. You don't have to drop your age. Girls never like putting up their ages, man. Let me see. Bruce Willis was in a band, if I recall. He was, yeah. He's actually, he actually has I think he has a few songs. I think he does actually have a few songs. If those that don't know, man, Bruce Willis, what does he do? He plays the guitar, I believe it is, and he does do a little bit of singing. He does, man. And he does have, I think, I don't know how many songs. I'm not like up on Bruce Willis's, music career. But I do remember he does have a song or more. So, yeah, he does, Spencer, he does jam it out. So, here, want to talk about his action movies, all right? Just like every... Teresa. Hey, Teresa, much love to you, girl. Much love to you. I just want to stick to his action movies, all right? And I don't want to talk about, his... I mean, we could mention movies that he's in, but if he's not the guy, if he's not one of the major characters in the movie, then it's not really his movie. You guys get what I'm talking about? Like the movie Expendables. He's in it, but is that really a Bruce Willis movie? No, it's not. He's in it. It's one of those movies that fall into one of these over 50 movies that he's made. Let's see some of these movies. Let's see how many before we go to his classics. Before we go to back in the days, Holmes, to the movies that he's really known for. Let's go over some of these. Some of these I've never heard. I had no idea he's been in 50 movies or over 50 movies since 2012. I want to go over some of these. Let's see if anybody has even heard of any of these, man. I'm going to strictly stick just to action. Looks like he's been in a couple of like romance comedies. I'm not going to go to those, dog. And I'm going to go to just the movies that looks like he is the main star. Fire with Fire. I've never heard of Fire with Fire. That came out in 2012. Damn, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies. 6 movies in 1 year. He was in 6 movies. Damn, dog. This dude is this guy's active, homie. He was in Expendables Part 2. Looper. Okay, I did watch Looper. What's up, Vanessa? I did watch Looper. That's a little bit of a crazy movie. Is it a great movie? It's okay. If you guys haven't seen the movie Looper, it's in the future, they're able to, send people back in time. They get the time machine, but the mob runs it, right? The future is ran by the mob. So what they do is they go ahead and they set up this system where it's like, hey, we're gonna send somebody back for you to execute them. And at one point, once we're done with you, we're gonna send you from the future back to your young self, and you're gonna execute yourself. But the deal is that you're gonna live a nice, good, long life until you have to kill yourself. And it's an odd movie, but I know I made it sound so confusing, man, but you got to catch on to the movie. It's all right. Looper was okay. I wasn't like all crazy about it. What's up, darling? I'm not crazy about it. Okay, and that was in 2012. In 2013, he came out with A Good Day to Die Hard. All the Die Hard movies after the third one, all of them, I thought they didn't live up to it. They didn't live up. As a great of a franchise that the Die Hard movies are, the later ones, I thought actually hurt the franchise, man. I thought they were okay, but nowhere near the first three movies. And we're gonna get to the first three movies. I just want to go over some of these other ones, but I don't think any of them. I forgot how many. I think it was like two more or three more that came out after the first three, and I did watch them all, man. There was one with his daughter where it's what is it, a fire cell where they get where they're able to manipulate all the traffic signals and all kinds of things. And then there's another one where it's, I forgot where, in Germany or another country, with his son. He's putting in work with his son. They're not that good. They're not that good, man. He was in G.I. Joe, but again, that's not really like his movie. Red Part 2, Sin City, those are okay. The Prince, I've never heard of it. I don't know what it's about. Vice, again, don't know anything about it, man. A lot of these I don't really know about. Precious Cargo, Split. I didn't know he was in the movie Split. I never wanted to watch the movie Split. It just seemed weird to me. I remember back in 2016, I was talking to this Haina, and she really wanted me to go watch the movie Split with her. I said, Chales, have yourself a good one. I just not interested. Not interested. Let me see what's up, guys. What's up, Jojo? Venice. I heard that one was pretty good with him and his little dog. First Kill, never heard of it. Act of Violence, that's in 2018. Death Wish. Okay, Death Wish, I heard was good. I heard it was good. I have not seen it. I should make it a point to watch it. If you guys don't know Death Wish, going back in the days, man, that's with Charles Bronson. And I like those movies. I like the Death Wish movies with Charles Bronson. When I saw that they're, I guess remaking it, I think it's a remake. I'm not really sure. With Bruce Willis, I said, nah, I'm good. But I heard a lot of good things about it. I never made it a point to watch it, but I got to do that, Holmes. Let me see. Airstrike. I need to watch that one. Glass, which is part 2 of Unbroken. Unbroken to me was kind of weird and awkward. It was all right, whatever. 10 Minutes Gone, never heard of it. Surviving Night, Hard Kill, Breach, Comic Sin, Out of Death, Surviving the Game, Apex, Deadlock, Fortress, American Siege, damn, Gasoline Island, A Day to Die. That's, I think, I'm not sure if that's the last Die Hard movie. I'm not sure, man. Fortress, Sniper Eye. Let me see. Vendetta, White Elephant, Corrective Measure, Wrong Place, Wire Room, Detective Night Rogue, Paradise City with along with John Travolta. These are Assassin. I've never heard of any of these movies. Am I going to watch any of them? I'm going to be real with you guys. Probably not. Probably not. I'll probably watch Airstrike. I'll probably watch Death Wish. Um, is there anything else on here that's kind of capturing my eye? Not, not really, man. Maybe I'll check out Paradise City. It has John Travolta in it. The rest of them, they look like pretty corny posters, man. But oh, Venice. I think I'll probably watch Venice, man. I heard some pretty good things about it. It's supposed to be like an action comedy. But yeah, those are his movies from 2012 to now, man, which is weird. I didn't know he was that active. Let me see. The Death Wish movies were movies I watched with my mom. Yeah, film. Did you watch the new one with Bruce Willis? Because I haven't. I heard good things about it though. A lot of times people are a little skeptical and reluctant to watch those new remakes. And so was I. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good, man. But I heard some good things, man. I heard some really good things about it. So, Spencer, anyway, let's go ahead and get into some of his classics. Because when you talk Bruce Willis, when you talk Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, when you talk about all these action stars that you don't really have today, man. You don't have action stars today. You have action movies, but you don't have action stars the way you used to once upon a time. And even though some of these guys went off and made movies that were not about action, they were still labeled as an action star, right? You have Sylvester Stallone. He's made quite a few movies that have nothing to do with action, but he will always be an action star. Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's made some dumb, stupid, ridiculous movies that have nothing to do with action. He made a movie where he's pregnant. He's a grown man and he's pregnant, literally pregnant. It's called Junior. But he will always be remembered as, he will always be labeled as an action star. Bruce Willis has made a lot of movies as well where they're not action movies. I shouldn't say a lot. They for the most part, they're action movies. But he's made quite a few movies that are not action, but he will always be labeled as an action star. And a lot of that has to do from their early work, from their work from the 80s and 90s, when action movies were, in my opinion, probably at its highest. Like I said, today it's not that there's no action movies, but there's no true action stars. And I think that's kind of what's missing. Nobody is really expecting a movie star to be labeled in the action category like it was for those 2 decades, being the 80s and the 90s, man. I mean, that look, for me, that was probably my favorite time that is my favorite time when it came to action movies. Not to say that there aren't any great action movies today, because there certainly are, but there's no actor where I'm waiting for their next movie because I know they are an action star. All right. Growing up, I was a big JCVD fan. And I was just waiting, once I saw Bloodsport, I'm like, hey, what's next? Then Cyborg came out. Then I'm like, hey, I'm waiting for the next JCVD movie. Then it's Kickboxer. Hey, what's the next one? Oh, Death Warrant, so on and so forth. So there's nobody really like that today. So what's up, Artie? So let's go ahead and let's get into some of his old classics. So most people pretty much first laid eyes on Bruce Willis when it comes to his action. Okay. Well, first of all, first time I laid eyes on Bruce Willis, he was on an episode of Miami Vice. For those who don't know, Miami Vice is my favorite show of all time. No show will ever top Miami Vice for this vato right here. Not happening. And that's where I first saw Bruce Willis, along with so many other stars that were not known at the time. But he He made Die Hard in 1988, I believe it was. And that movie kind of blew the roof for so many people, man. So many people fell in love with that movie. Here's the thing. I like Die Hard. I love Die Hard. I don't think it's his best action movie. I don't, man. And I don't have it at the level that most people do. When people are asked, hey, what's the greatest action movie of all time? Not everybody, but a lot of people say Die Hard. I'm like, it's good, but I don't have it up there. I don't, it's not even, it's probably not even in my top 5, man. Top 10, maybe. I don't know. I haven't done a top 10 list. Maybe one day I'll do a top 10 list. But I wonder why Die Hard has people connected so much with that movie. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. I really like the movie. Good stuff, man. The whole hippie kaye. I do love the movie, but it's not in my top 5, and just going off the top of my head, just right here, right now, just like that on the spot. I'm not sure if I even will put it on my top 10, but it's a good one. It's definitely a good one. In 1990, I believe it was 1990, he made part 2, Die Hard Part 2. This one flies so under the radar. So under the radar, Holmes, where I'm like, this is actually a damn good movie, and nobody's paying attention to it. Nobody mentions part 2. We'll get to part 3 in just a bit, man. But nobody, I hear 0 people mentioning Die Hard Part 2. Die Hard Part 2 takes place. Same thing. It's Christmas time, right? But this time it's in an airport. Part 1 was at the building over there in Century City. I don't know. I forgot in the movie if they said it was downtown LA or not. I'll tell you guys this right now. The original Die Hard movie, it does not take place in downtown LA. Okay, it takes place on the west side, Century City. But part 2 takes place in the airport. To me, man, dog, part 2 is probably just as good as the first one, Holmes. It is. Let me see. Got to go. It's my son's birthday party. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. I sense my gente and Cholo Trucker. Orale, Fume 209, Sapo Verdes, dog, to your boy, man. Hey, that was some good stuff, man. That was some good stuff. That saying is really good. Still lives on strong today. But part 2, I don't know why. I would love to know why part 2 does not get the recognition it deserves. The movie is not bad. It's good. It's really good. If you guys thought part 1 was good, dog, part 2, I'm not going to say it's just as good, but it's right there with it. If you don't think it's as good, that's fine. It's probably half a step below it. Personally, I think it's just as good. Takes place in the airport. They take over some terrorists get in there, man. They're able to take over of landing the planes, and it's like, hey, man, if you don't give us this, if you don't give us that, we're just gonna, keep on having pilots just crash their planes because they don't know, right? The pilots think they're, it's snowing. I mean, it's a good movie, man. I really like part 2. I really, really, truly do. Now, let's get into the best Die Hard movie, because when People talk about Die Hard. They always talk about the first one, and they believe that's the best one. Cha Les, homie. Cha Les. Part 3 is the best Die Hard movie. I forgot what year it came out. Let me see. Let me see if I could pull it up, man. Um, but to me, dog, the best Die Hard movie with Samuel L. Jackson. Damn, that was a good one, man. Let's see, 1995. Okay, all right. So here we go. Now we got it. Okay, so in 1990 was part 2. 5 years later, in 1995, Die Hard Part 3 came out. To me, that's the best one, hands down, homie. Hands down. You guys could love Part 1 all you like. That's cool. I love it too. But it is not better. It is not better than Part 3. This one takes place in New York. It's got Samuel L. Jackson. He's out there. The terror actually is connected to Part 1. It is, because the main bad guy, his brother was the main bad guy in Part 1. And he's having Bruce Willis, John McClane, go through so many hoops. He makes him go to Harlem, wear this. He's got to strip down and he's got to wear this sign. I'm not going to repeat what the sign says. All right. Let's just say it's derogatory towards black people. And he got some, he has to go straight into the hood because this terrorist has came up on this liquid that if you mix the two, it turns into a bomb. And if he doesn't do these things, he's going to blow things up. And he threatens to blow up an elementary school. Damn, this is a great movie. Samuel L. Jackson was the perfect sidekick for this movie. The way they go back and forth, the way, hey, you know what? I'll tell you what your problem is. You don't like me because I'm white. And he's like, I don't like you because you're going to get me killed. Great movie, man. I love Die Hard Part 3, which is not called it's not called Die Hard Part 3. It's called Die Hard with Vengeance. If you guys have not seen that and you guys like the Die Hard movies, or at least like Part 1, and by the way, you don't have to watch Part 2 to watch Part 3. There's really, I haven't seen it in a while, but just off the top of my head, there's really no connection from Part 2 to Part 3. If I'm wrong, anybody, let me know. Let me know. I may be wrong, but there's definitely a big connection from Part 1 to Part 3. But I don't recall any connection from Part 2 to Part 3. So if you guys don't want to watch Part 2 for whatever reason, I do recommend it. I think it's a good one. But if you guys don't, and you guys want to see what I'm talking about with Part 3, which is not called Part 3, it's called Die Hard with Vengeance, with Samuel L. Jackson in it, you guys can go ahead and skip Part 2 and just go to Part 3. And Part 1 and Part 3 are definitely connected. That is my favorite Die Hard movie. Is that my favorite Bruce Willis action movie? No. No, it is not. My favorite action movie, by the way, Die Hard with Vengeance, I do put in my top 10. Oh yeah, definitely put in my top 10. This next one that I'm about to talk about right now is definitely in my top 5, possibly even number 1. Possibly. In 1991, I want to get that right. Let me look it up. See, I'm just going off the top of my head, man. Let me look this up. Yes. Okay. In 1991. You know what? I should be able to pull it up right here. But I'll go ahead and chop it up, man. So in 1991, Bruce Willis linked up with Damian Wayans. in a movie called The Last Boy Scout. This one never gets talked about. For what reason? I don't know. I would think because how come okay. Suspense. I'm trying to see if I could pull it up here. I'm not sure. Well, we'll see right now. Now it's kind of anyway. Anyway, man. So, The Last Boy Scout. Damn, it's a damn good movie. It is one of my favorite action movies of all time. Of all time. Like I said, possibly, yeah, possibly my favorite one, man. Possibly number one. It is such a damn good, interesting movie, by the way. Everything that goes on in that movie is so damn good. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull up the poster. Yes, I can. Oh, wait. Hang on. I'm going to pull up the poster for The Last Boy Scout right here. Okay. There we go. There we go. This movie. Damn it, dog. Damn, this is a damn good movie. I love this movie so damn much, man. Like I said, I probably got it at number one, maybe. But it's definitely in my top five. Shoot, screw that, top three, homie, of action movies. If you guys have not seen The Last Boy Scout, you guys got to go watch The Last Boy Scout if you guys like action movies. Circa 1991, Bruce Willis and Damian Wayans, I mean, they blow the roof off this movie, dog. Serio, man. They do such a great job. And not just that, their chemistry together is so damn good. Halle Berry is in a very small role in this movie. She's only in the beginning. But if you guys if you guys get onto the story on gambling and all that good stuff, Damian Wayans, he's an ex quarterback. Bruce Willis, he's ex. What is it? I'm not really sure. I think he used to watch over like the. No, I don't want to get it too wrong. But anyway, man, he's like ex CIA or something like that, right? But he gets drugged through the mud. I don't want to ruin it, but it shows why he gets drugged through the mud, and now he just has to do little small private eye things, man. But they stumbled on something pretty damn big where they become partners, and it is just a badass movie, man. I love The Last Boy Scout, man. His relationship with his wife is crazy. She cheated on him because he's never around. She cheated on him with the guy that gives him work, the whole head or gut. I love it. I love it, man. I love it. The whole head or gut thing, man. It's like, hey, head or gut, man. It's like, gut, bow, dog. You give them one to the stomach, comes. But The Last Boy Scout is definitely my favorite Bruce Willis movie of all time. And I have not seen any of his newer ones. I've seen just very, very few, like I was talking about in the beginning. They were okay. They were okay, but he has so many out there. I don't think I'm gonna watch all of them, man. A couple of good mentions is Tears of the Sun. Tears of the Sun is a military movie. I believe it came out in the early 2000s. I might get this wrong, but I think it came out like in 2004. And I think the movie's supposed to be taking place like in 1998 or something like that. But it's a good movie, man. It's a military movie where he plays a Navy SEAL. It's just him and his team. He's the main guy, and they got to go on a rescue mission out in Africa, and they're behind enemy lines, and they cannot get picked up. When they decide to grow too much heart, and it's like, nah, you know what, man, let's get all these people out of here, disobeying orders because they believe they're doing the right thing. Well, now they got to go through the jungles, and there's a lot of there's a lot of bad guys, man. There's a lot of rebel forces out there that are looking to hunt them down for a certain reason. I don't want to ruin the movie for you guys, but Tears of the Sun, if you guys like military movies, I'm not going to say this is the greatest military movie out there, but it's a damn good one. Nobody ever mentions this one as a when people talk about military movies, which we will talk about on here one day. But this is definitely a good one, man. The action, the military action, the shooting, all that stuff. There's not a lot of it. There's not a lot of it. There's some. Remember, they're not going to war. It's not like it's not like we were soldiers or anything where they're looking for conflict. They're trying to avoid that, but they at sometimes they can't. So don't expect too much gunfire, too much battle, but there definitely is. And it's I like that movie as well. I think it's one of Bruce Willis's best movies, Tears of the Sun, man. Another one, and this is not action, but I just kind of want to throw it out there. Heart's War. He was in a movie called Heart's War. It's a little bit more drama than action. There's very, very little action in that movie, but Heart's War is a damn good movie. He is a colonel in the military back in the 1940s during World War II, and he's a POW along with so many other POWs. And you get a couple of the, I think it was the Tuskegee Airmen that got shot down, and they get thrown in there with them. And back then, you guys know the whole racism that was going on, man. And they are all locked in this German POW camp. And I don't want to ruin it too much for you guys, man, but that's definitely a movie worth watching. One of his, if not the best movie he's probably got out there. But when it comes to action movies, The Last Boy Scout, to me, I don't know if I want to say by far is his best, but to me, it's his best. Hands down. I love Die Hard. I love all three Die Hard movies. Part 3 to me is the best. But The Last Boy Scout to me still tops it. Some of his other movies I think are kind of whack. He's made a couple of other ones. The Fifth Element, that one I'm not really down with. I think that one kind of sucks. He's made some whack ass movies, dog, that some people kind of like. One that you really, really got to talk about. This one is more adventurous, but you could go ahead and put in the action category. And if we're talking about Bruce Willis movies, this one has to be in the top 3. And I'm talking about the movie Armageddon. Armageddon is all the way around probably the best movie what do I mean by that? All the way around, right? If I just threw out the movie Heart's War and The Last Boy Scout. Well, if you really like action movies, probably it'd be The Last Boy Scout, right? But if we're talking about a movie that's all the way around for guys that like action movies, or for girls, for the ladies, for little kids, this movie pretty much has it all, man. Armageddon all the way around is probably his best movie. Little kids are probably not going to like the movie Heart's War, but all the way around for the whole entire family, Armageddon is going to be Bruce Willis's best choice, man, for you. Damn, what a good movie. Wow. Pow, dog. Mind-blowing of a movie. Ben Affleck's in there. The whole story to it. He's a driller. Why they need to get him on there. How they're planning all this, man. The world is coming to an end. The world's going to be destroyed. How the world got to come together. Just the balance. The balance of the world depends on just these 2 crews that they send up there to destroy this asteroid that's coming to collide with Earth, man, with terra firma, Holmes. Damn, it's a good movie. Very good, very interesting. I like all the obstacles, everything that goes wrong in that movie. I like it because I do not want to see that, hey, everything always goes well and good. This movie had so much in there that you could just kind of relate to life, right? It's like, hey, man, things do not go well. Things do not go good all the time. I mean, what do you do when these things go wrong? You got to accomplish this mission, whatever the mission is for you in life, and things go wrong. You got to accomplish the mission, right? You got to find a way. And for these guys being up there or going to go do this, that is like a tale right there of where there's a will, there's a way, Holmes. Damn, what a great movie, inspirational movie for the whole family, all the way around. I think that's going to be the number one pick, the movie Armageddon. For me personally, it's going to be The Last Boy Scout. I just think the action in that movie is so damn good. But yeah, man, there it is right there. My favorite Bruce Willis movie of all time is The Last Boy Scout. Like I said, man, all those other, movies, those, The Fifth Element and Unbroken, The Jackal, and all that stuff. It's they're not really worth mentioning, dog. Those movies are kind of whack. Or was he called Unbroken, or was he called Breakable or Unbreakable or something? Again, Samuel L. Jackson's in there. He's weak, and this Bruce Willis finds out that he could be like some sort of superhero. I'm not down with it, dog. It's not that good of a movie. I wouldn't recommend it. But hey, if you want to check it out, go ahead, check it out. Part 2 of that movie is called Glass, which I didn't even bother watching. But yeah, there you guys go, man. That's the Bruce Willis action movies. Any movies that you guys thought I left out? Any movies that you want to talk about? Anything, man? Let me know. I thought I pretty much covered all his great ones that people really consider great action movies. Like I said, all his other ones. Fifth Element, I mean, is it good? You tell me, man, but I don't think it is. He was in another one. Shoot. He's a cop on a boat. Something Strike. I don't think it's called Strike Back. That one's not that good. It's with Sarah Jessica Parker. She's in that movie as well. That one's decent at best. Strike Distance, I think, is the name of it. That one is not that good either. He was in this other one that is worth mentioning. Damn, I wish I would have looked it up beforehand. And this one actually is pretty good. Let me see. I was about to wrap it up, Holmes, but let me see if I could find this. All right, let's get rid of The Last Boy Scout here. Let's get rid of this. Let me see if I could find out. Okay. I'm trying to remember the name to this movie that he was in. Let me see. Checking it out right now. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Striking Distance. That's a pretty good one. Striking Distance. That's the one where he's on a boat. 12 Monkeys. I don't like that movie. That movie's weird and it sucks. I don't like it. Last Man Standing. It's a little bit of a mobster movie. Again, it takes place in a little small dirt town years ago. I didn't really like it. Let me see. I'm looking for this movie. I'm not even sure if I know the name or what I'm looking for here. Damn it. I do want to know the name of this movie because it is pretty damn good. I know it took place like in the 2000s, I believe. The Siege. You know what? That one's worth bringing up. The Siege with Denzel Washington. Let me see. Come on, man. I really want to bring this movie up if I could find it. But I cannot find it. It's not bringing it up for one reason or another. Damn it. I'll go ahead and explain the movie. And if you guys know which movie I'm talking about, por favor, let me know. So he's a small town sheriff. Okay, he's a small town. I'm going to do the best I can to explain it. He's a small town sheriff, but he wasn't always a small town sheriff. He was a police. I don't know if he was a sheriff or not, but he was, I believe, in LA, in the big city. And I believe he went up to somewhere in Ventura County after a certain incident happened. And he's a small town sheriff there. There's not a lot of action going on. It's very calm, very quiet in this small little town up in Ventura County. I don't know. I forgot where exactly it's at. So not a lot happens there. So what ends up happening is these kids, I call them kids, but they're probably like in their young 20s. There's like 3 of them. They break into this house, right? I think to like rape this hyena and rob her, something like that. At the same time, Bruce Willis's son or family, they get kidnapped by like some high up dudes, man. I don't want to say like the mob or anything like that. I don't know if they're like former military or something like that, mercenaries, something of that nature. And Bruce Willis cannot, for one reason or another, so because it's kind of odd, man. There's 2 stories going on at the same time, and he's stuck, right? Because he has to solve this crime that's going on with these youngsters that have broken into this house. He has to solve that crime. But at the same time, there's some sort of connection. I forgot what the connection was. That these other dudes that kidnapped Bruce Willis's family, I think they want something in that house that they're not connected. These dudes that kidnapped Bruce Willis's family, they're not connected with the youngsters that broke in there. They're not. And I believe they want Bruce Willis to like steal something from the house, something like that. It is a good movie. These youngsters end up turning on each other. One guy goes completely crazy, homie. He starts lighting the whole thing on fire. It's a good one. It's pretty good. Ah, man, I wish I could remember the name of that movie, but I can't. Nonetheless, is it better than any of the ones that I just named? No, it's not, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Anyway, hey, I'm gonna leave you guys with that, man. Bruce Willis definitely put in a lot of work. He's put in so much work. I was completely mind blown on how much work this guy has really put in, man. From the year 2012 to 2023, he has been in over 50 movies. Son of a gun, dog. This guy is active as heck, man. Hey, but shout outs to Bruce Willis. I like his action movies, man. He got some good action movies. He's not really mentioned when you talk about action stars. It's always Sly Stallone. And I'm not saying it's wrong. You know, you should mention Sylvester Stallone. You should mention Arnold Schwarzenegger. You should mention Chuck Norris and JCVD and Steven Seagal. You should mention those guys. I'm not saying you're wrong by mentioning their names, but I rarely hear Bruce Willis's name, man, and he should be mentioned because he's got some damn good action movies, man. He really does. So shout outs to Bruce Willis, man. So I'll leave you guys with that. Solo Trucker, M.A.S. Movies and Shows. I'll catch you guys on next one.